All right. Good morning. It is January 13th, about 7 minutes to 7. We have an errand that we have to run. We got to put the plates on our freshly minted 2025 Tesla Model 3. So we got the plates in the mail. It's now time to go to the registration office, put the real plates on the car, and then we'll be complete, ready for tolls. We got the footwell lights in here. They're not as bright as I thought they might be, but it's okay. I mean, the ambience in the car is just fine, even though it's not maybe super noticeable when it comes to the video. But we tried. Maybe we'll see if there's some brighter footwell lights that we can employ to match our blue interior lighting in here. So I don't believe we reached sunrise just yet, but we need to get in that line at the tax registration office as soon as possible, right? We're destined to get there 15 minutes prior to opening. It is still a little later as an administrative professional. It's probably a little later than I'd like to be there. So we got our AI student driver FSD supervised 13.2.2.1. We know some of the OGs have been pushed 13.2.4. I don't know if that's just Cybertruck. I really probably should be perusing X a little bit more than I have been. Given enough time, I need to. So it's been almost a month. I haven't washed this vehicle since I got it. It's about that time, ladies and gents. But I'd also like to do some of Corton's, what do you call it? Winston problem areas, so to speak. At least get one of those in today. Maybe go to Wingstop before the last wild card playoff game, and get some wings for later, maybe. We'll see how it goes. But I think the car wash is probably a little more prominent. We got a couple of cameras with us just in case. We're just gonna try to have the cameras rolling while FSD is active. We missed some pretty good moments before the Texans game. I went over there to Urban Chicken. There were some hiccups, but there was one really good one. There's a discount tire over that area, and there was like 20 plus cars waiting to be serviced, whether it's tire pressure or whatever. They were waiting in line for discount tire. So I thought our AI student driver was just going to park right behind them. There was at least 4 cars on the road right ahead of a stop sign where we planned to make an unprotected left turn. Our AI student driver didn't bat an eyelash, went right around those vehicles and proceeded with its destination. The fact that it can, understand that those cars aren't on the path to that stop sign, they're just sitting there waiting, essentially. It's quite remarkable. Versions past that doesn't occur. We just sit there and wait, and we'd have to take over and prompt it to continue. But it seems like those days are in the rearview mirror. Yesterday we had some drives with Yosh-Chan. We went to Home Depot so we can get I want to call it a flathead screwdriver. Over there in Japan, I do believe they call it a minus driver. Oh, the little nuances, I suppose. But to pry out the lights here at the bottom and put the new ones in, we needed that tool. I am not mechanically inclined. Thank goodness Yosh-Chan is. So with our powers combined, we're able to replace the footwells. Again, not as bright as I'd like them to be, especially in absolute darkness. But it is what it is. I like the ambiance, even though it might not show up on the video, like I said previously. After that, we went to the dog park and to Buc-ee's, where we then watched the Washington Commanders face off against the Buccaneers. I would have sworn with home field advantage, the Buccaneers would have had that on lockdown. But I suppose not. Jaden Daniels is for real. So I think they'll go and face the Lions, while the winner of Minnesota and LA will go and face the Philadelphia Eagles, who, to my dismay, you know, I've been to a Packers game. I think I got it might be clipped somewhere in my YouTube channel, my journey to Lambeau Field for the first time. So I got a little warmth in my heart. A Packers-Texans Super Bowl was the goal. I mean, do I think the Texans brave the Chiefs over there in Arrowhead, turn around, and let's be honest, if they got to go to Buffalo or Baltimore, that's tough sledding. I think I'd prefer to play Buffalo. That's just me personally. We've already beaten them. I mean, it wasn't our home stadium. Going to Buffalo is an entirely different story, but even then, that's a Herculean task. Just grateful to have gotten the playoff win for the home team, for the fans. And now we ain't got nothing to lose. Nobody expects us to beat the Chiefs. Go in there and play with some reckless abandon. Go in there and shock the world. Do what nobody else has done in the past couple of years and beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. Make a statement that CJ Stroud and the Texans are here to stay. Sound good, don't it? But it'll probably be a different story once kickoff happens. But that's why you play the game. Any given Sunday, you play to win the game. So, and that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, wildcard weekend was pretty special. Looking forward to some X spaces again. I wonder if Dallas will have his space going at noon today. If we're not, we'll probably be tuned in. But maybe we can get some of these tasks done before noon. Get back home. Last night when we were going to Buc-ee's, we saw an 18-wheeler start to smoke, obscured our vision from our AI student driver. The real world is messy, ladies and gents, and it got me to thinking, if I'm not sitting in this driver's seat and something like that does occur, what does our AI student driver when it matures, what does it do? Is it pull over and wait safely until the smoke clears? Is it gonna reach out to teleoperations to get guidance on what its next move should be? I don't know. But the red hands popped up. It definitely could not see through that smoke. At least as far as I could tell. I mean, I was gonna take over anyway, and right before I was, the red hands popped up. It's like we were on the same wavelength. And that's fine too. But yeah, hopefully that driver, the vehicle, and all the surrounding vehicles are okay. But it smelled like burnt rubber, maybe a fan belt or something caught fire, or I don't know. But it was not pleasant. The fumes were noxious at best. Annoying at worst. But it is a partly cloudy Monday morning here in Southeast Texas. We got people getting to where they need to be, whether that be school or work or, in my case, the tax office. Got to pay the tax man. Our AI student driver is moving over to the right lane. I suppose it thought this vehicle, what do we got here? I don't even know what this vehicle is. Toyota. Moving a little bit slower than it should. Well, we're on standard. We experienced chill yesterday. Going through the residential areas, if I feel we're going too fast, I'm just gonna knock it over to chill. That seems to be the answer. Right profile. Right now, standard seems to be doing us fine. We're going about 5 miles over the speed limit, keeping up with traffic essentially. wonder how long that line's gonna be. Was trying to put the Home Depot trip up there, at least on YouTube. It's still uploading as we left, but once we get back, we should be able to hit public and send it out to the masses with that 4K quality. I don't know. I got the GoPro hanging. My video editing software is from Clipchamp. That is like Microsoft's video editing software. It is not great, but it is what I've grown accustomed to. I like the way it transitions 4K video to YouTube. There's some things I like, but you know, I know my video can be a little bit rudimentary. How about that? And I'm doing the best I can. Like, to me, I want more stabilization. Our GoPro cameras are still a little bit finicky when we're talking about doing these FSD drives, and that's fine. I know it can be a tad bit annoying, but looks like our AI student driver is going to conduct this right turn and go through this subdivision. So we'll monitor the speed over here, see if we got to switch it to chill. But my goal is to just showcase it in its raw authenticity. You know, I know the shakiness, especially with some of these Southeast Texas roads, not the best. We're making do with what we got. So we're going under the speed limit right now. So standard is doing exactly what I expected to do in this subdivision. No real need to switch it to chill. But in those instances, especially out in those country roads, our AI student driver likes to get it, if you know what I mean. So we're gonna keep straight here. So as we progress down this journey, because I ain't going nowhere, I ain't going nowhere, I will be providing as much authentic video as I possibly can. That's the plan, and I want to be associated or a part of any kind of program that allows me to sit in the back seat of this Tesla. I'll be all over that. I can't wait. That'll be a hallmark change in how we transport ourselves here in the great state of Texas. That's why we bought Stygian 2.0. That's why we're going to get the registration stickers on 2.0 Stygian. The first Stygian, I really didn't drive it much. Really, I mean, 12,000 miles in about 3 years. So we got the school zones coming up with the flashing red lights. So this shouldn't be much of a problem. Not to mention, look at all the vehicles around us. There's literally no way our AI student driver can blaze through the school zone. So it's hard to really fathom, is it doing it because of all the vehicles around us? Does it recognize the school zone? In my opinion, it honestly is going to drive the appropriate speed at all times. School zone, no school zone, whatever. But the main thing is we have to obey the rules of the road. And if we don't obey the rules of the road, the lawman's gonna slap us with that ticket. So nobody wants that. The more that the vehicle knows, obviously, the better. But to me, it's already perfect in school zones. It's not gonna hit anything, whether it be a car, child, or whatever. Curb, you know, that curb detection is something that we still need to work on a little bit. But I mean, I never feel like the vehicle is going too fast unless we're like in a back road, right? Where it's like 30 miles an hour, speed traps mainly, right? I don't understand how we're going to identify those speed traps. And even then, if we're going faster than the listed speed limit, that speed limit is for error-prone humans, so to speak. Whereas our AI student driver has eyes all over this. I mean, looking front to back and side to side. You know what I mean? This thing knows exactly. Like, Yosh was just marveling because with this latest software, every time we're like at an intersection, the vision kind of floats out to a bird's eye view, you know, essentially. It's like that's everything the car is seeing. And she just like, we were at the roundabout. She's like, I ain't seen that before. It's like, you need to engage FSD some more. Let the car do some driving for you. I think she will. The more, you know, when I'm in my car, I'm going to be in the driver's seat. And when she's in her car, she's going to be in the driver's seat. And whether or not she chooses to engage FSD, that's on her. As the operator of that vehicle, I'm just the side seat driver. I would prefer her to have FSD engaged, but if she doesn't want to, that's on her. But in my car, unless you're a new driver and I'm showcasing FSD to you, I'll let you sit in the driver's seat. If you don't, you know, if you don't own a Tesla or don't have the opportunity to experience FSD, I'll give you the shotgun driver's seat situation here. But for her, she's not driving. She doesn't sit here unless we're swapping cars. If we're both in the cars, we're going to be in the proper seats for each other's cars. So, you know, and you know, I don't want to be too stringent with the rules here, because if Panda's getting updates faster than Stygian, I don't know how much choice she's gonna have in the matter. You know, we get some 13.2.4 on Panda, she'll be in this car for damn sure. But that's just, you know, I guess that's first world problems, if you get my drift. RAI student driver FSD 13.2.2.1 here in Stygian has been performing incredibly. It's hard to imagine that the software gets better as far as drive quality. I mean, there's obviously things to work on, things to recognize, like still pothole detection, curb detection, lane markings, and things, understanding what needs to happen. There's some intersection situations, going in left-only lanes, turn-only lanes, and going straight. There's some things that need to be corrected. But as far as ride quality goes, I don't see it getting much better than this. Driving like a 5-star Uber driver. Even 5-star Uber drivers makes mistakes occasionally, you know? So I'm really proud of the progress the AI team has had with this software. Anybody, I mean, I got it when it was, I think my earliest build was 11.3.3. I need to really check and see what my earliest build was, but that's what I remember being on the most, especially in the early days. So I didn't even get it in 10 or 9 or some of these OGs that have had it for 4 years or so. 4 years plus, maybe, I don't know. But I got in about halfway through that, where they stopped requesting that you have a perfect driver score. I mean, because me, I was struggling. Like, I couldn't even get a perfect? I drive like shit, Tesla. That's why I'm asking you to make FSD viable, so I don't have to do this no more. So once they stopped requiring that you had a perfect driver score for a little while, then I was like, okay, now maybe there'll be less onus on me. I mean, I'm still in control. The vehicle makes a mistake. Supervising is much, much easier than performing the task. I know what it's supposed to look like. It's just my operation of a motor vehicle gets worse and worse every month or so. As we get older, our faculties diminish. You know, I can't run a 4, I think the fastest 40 I ever ran was 4.8. Now I'd be hard pressed to run 6.8 probably. You know, we wear out. We diminish in returns here. So letting the vehicle take over where we have 40,000 plus deaths on US highways, that seems like a no-brainer to me. Right now I'm in the camp that this is going to be mandatory. There won't be a, you didn't have the software engaged. Are you trying to kill people type situation? You didn't have your seatbelt on. Are you trying to die? You know, things like that. That's how I think FSD it'll be ubiquitous. As common as seatbelts. And it's for our own good, right? This thing is safer, more efficient, and is only getting better over time with more data, yeah, it's gonna be better than our best drivers in a landslide. But it's a blessing to be able to experience it before 99% of other individuals on the roads here in the United States. It really is. To get this glimpse of the future, not only as all the stressors, I mean, I'd say the majority of the stress that comes with driving has been alleviated. Now, I get it. Some of you drivers are gonna miss slamming your foot down on the pedal, feeling the rush of a 2-ton vehicle screaming at 70 plus miles an hour. I get it. All right, that's a joy unlike any other. I'm no stranger to it. But you're gonna have to get those kicks somewhere else, somewhere that's less damaging. You know, ride a fucking roller coaster or something. You know, there'll be designated track areas, I'd imagine, much like there's designated horseback ranches. There'll be designated areas for you to get your jollies without having to sacrifice the family of 4 in the Suburban or the I don't know, common nurse headed on her way to the night shift at the hospital, you know, disrupting her day and everybody else's day associated with that individual with an unnecessary wreck of some sort. Humans have no business driving, and that will ring so true 15, 20 years from now. They'll look back and be like, those were some wild ones. I can't believe they drove those cars like that. You know what I mean? So it's good to be a part of it. And I recommend everybody else that watches these videos. There's some of you guys out there like, oh, that's fake. That's not real. Bruh, I ain't got the energy or time to fake a video for an hour plus or whatever. You know, I recommend all right, so we got to kind of pay attention. We're reaching a bottleneck here as we are on the feeder to I-10. So traffic is pretty intense right now. It's about 7:15. We're still scheduled to reach the office at 7:48-ish. We'll see if that maintains true with this traffic. Either way, we're in it for the long haul. Hopefully the line won't be too terribly long, and we can get there without a hitch. A lot of traffic here. Interesting to see what our AI student driver does in this situation. See if we're trying to squeeze in here. Looks like we're gonna be able to. Subaru behind us might not have liked it too much. Looks like we're gonna try to squeeze on over to this next lane as well. The stress of this portion of driving right here, not having, I mean, just supervising it, making sure it's doing what's right. I'm allowed to see more of the road, while all of the actions are done with incredible precision for these lane changes in these tight-knit spaces. It's invaluable. Like, it's hard to even quantify in words how invaluable. Like, I can't go back. I can't go back to just blind merging, essentially. Like, hoping that I'm doing exactly what the other cars around me expect me to do. Whereas this vehicle is doing it at a 5-star ride-hail driver level. You know, no concerns. Like, I'm just watching, Oh, yeah, there is an opening there. I'm able to see more with these mirrors now that I don't have 100% control over the vehicle. Which, while I'm changing lanes, I tend to make the vehicle lean a little bit. God forbid if there's a terrible song on the radio station, I gotta change that too. You know, there's just so many things that can distract me or affect the way my vehicle moves simply because I'm just trying to do the right thing. Whereas the vehicle is going to mechanically do the right things, I just gotta make sure it doesn't do anything wild, which, quite frankly, on this version, ladies and gents, yeah, that's few and far between. You know, situations like this, I feel the most comfortable engaging FSD. But you won't know it until you give it a whirl. Visit your nearest Tesla showroom. Ask them if they've got vehicles with version 13 on it. You've heard about this FSD thing and want to test it for yourself. Again, software is not perfect. You still need to supervise. But I guarantee you, supervising is a lot better than actually having to drive. When they make this unsupervised, you're going to want to be a part of that movement as well. Like we're coming to a head up here. A nice decline in speed, nothing too terribly gross. The vehicles behind us, you know, now there's a vehicle tailing us pretty good, but there wasn't a vehicle behind us just a second ago when we attempted this brake maneuver to slow down for the traffic. I think our AI student driver just is very conscientious of all the vehicles around it and making the best decisions, not only for us, but for everybody on the road. You know, maybe that's just me with some loose interpretation, but I can only go by how I feel. You know, I don't know anything about software engineering, let alone neural nets and artificial intelligence. So, I don't know. I'm just going by what I experience on a daily basis and kind of processing it for my, well, I won't say my pea brain, but with these subject matters, I am a novice, and that is being generous. I just know it works. I just know it is doing its job better than I possibly could, and it is a marvel to behold. I didn't bring the portable charger. Yeah, Tesla's got a portable charger in there. It seems pretty intense, a little high tech than what we would normally use with our portable chargers. But I forgot to bring what we have to charge this camera while the other camera's going. Hopefully that doesn't gunk up the works here. I think we'll try to do one of Court's problem areas. We'll try that, I think, and then, you know, if we got enough juice, we'll show it doing some other things. But need better planning and my more cameras. I don't know. Just doing the best I can with what I got, ladies and gents. The best I can with what I got. according to our visualization, I believe we've reached some sunrise. Yeah, boy. Moving right along. We don't have toll roads engaged or HOV lanes engaged. Once we switch the plates up, I'll probably turn those settings on. Need some more toll data, more or less, especially here in the southeast region of this state. Just to get some data, have the cameras rolling. I am crazy impressed with what I'm seeing from our AI student driver. And on standard, we haven't really been in that lane, right? Like, that's the setting I prefer. Like, I'd rather just not have to deal with the individuals trying to run me over in that far left lane. We just coasting on standard, you know, going faster than the speed limit might indicate, but we don't assume that we're going the fastest on the highway, you know. I like standard on the highway. Again, my destination, we're not in a rush. I mean, we want to get there as early as we can to get, you know, to beat the other individuals getting in line that don't have an appointment like myself. But, you know, we gotta wait a few more. I mean, every person is kind of like a 20-minute wait, to be honest. Maybe we should be in a hurry. But I love the efficiency from an administrative perspective from our tax office. It is a well-oiled machine in that place. It's something to behold. You know, a lot of people, I don't like the driver's license, the DMV, and I'm sure they're doing the best they can. But the registration, the tax office, that's the bee's knees when it comes to administration. Kudos to the people that make that place run. You know, people that have been working there for decades know what they're doing. You can feel it, you know, they're anticipating your problems before you even know their problems type stuff, and it just smooth. As an administrator myself, it's beautiful. I look forward to it, even though I gotta pay the taxes in that place. The price is worth admission to see them to do it so well. Alright, so we're gonna be keeping straight on I-10. This would have been a pretty decent one to probably go on the tolls and the HOV lane, but we're here. We're not gonna change it up now. We're in traffic on I-10 in the wee hours of the morning. I remember my days going to U of H. This is exactly what it would feel like, with a lot more stress apparently. It's just life. And when we're in an unsupervised nature, I can't wait. All right, we got some sun glare from the sunrise. It'll be interesting to see if our cameras get blinded and have us take over with the red hands, the red jazz hands, so to speak. But I doubt it. I think we do fairly well when it comes to the sun glare. Yeah, these trips, I used to load those early morning classes, leave out, you know, get to campus hours early, just so I wouldn't have to deal with this, right? Just beat the traffic by going supremely early, because this part is so stressful. The stop, the go, the stop, the go. You know, what these individuals are doing in their vehicles Who the hell knows? And I guarantee you folks, not a lot of them are doing just driving. There's people doing a myriad of tasks along with the complex task of driving. It's kind of scary out there, you know, and nobody wants to be gravely injured, killed on the freeway, yet it happens all the time, more than it should. And the more Teslas I see on the road, the more confident I am that they're not going to be involved in any, you know, serious accidents. And even if they are, from a distracted driver merging into their lane or doing whatever the heck they're doing, Teslas are the safest vehicles on the road. You know, that's why even if we couldn't afford the Model X, she would be in a Tesla, period. Y3, doesn't matter, because they're the safest vehicles on the road. If you love your loved ones, put them in a Tesla. It'll give you peace of mind for sure. Fast approaching the 40-minute mark. Each one of these cameras lasts about an hour. So technically, once we get to our destination, we're going to have to switch cameras. We'll have another hour without our portable charger, you know, charging our camera in the interim while the other camera is going. Seems like a very nice way to keep it going. Like if we're on a road trip to Austin or something, we can get continuous hours of footage by cycling out these cameras. You know, I have a feeling we're going to be purchasing another camera. I kind of like these GoPro minis. Very simple, not a lot of complicated settings and things of that nature. But the new GoPro camera does seem enticing. But I do like these minis. We'll get another camera more or less. Who knows? I might get an entirely new setup, because I am mildly envious of FSD, unsupervised, Alex, and some of these guys. Alex hosted his space with the Cyber Lounge, I do believe. So hopefully I'm getting all this right. I'm so in and out of X. These accounts start to blend a little bit. We're not Alexander the Great Knit. It's a different Alex, but FSD's unsupervised, co-hosted. We had Edward and his wife and a bunch of the others, Martha and Luna, I think. I'm so bad with names. I'm not the best when it comes to shout-outs, but I love being in those spaces. The Tesla community is absolutely adorable from top to bottom, from T to B. It is absolutely what you want, right? The guys and the gals, there's just cool individuals in there. A little something for everybody, and you know, I'm just happy to be a part of it. To be considered a part of the Tesla community is an honor, and I try to, you know, I might be known as the drunkard. I guess I always have a drink in my hand, but that might be just the sailor in me. I like to commune with good people and good drink, and it brings me some incredible joy. As I get older, I guess I gotta ease up on the whiskey. Maybe switch to some light beers, I guess. Michelob Ultras. It's like water with a hint of beer. But, you know, it does psychologically allow me to have that same endorphin rush when I'm talking and communicating with good people. I like the spirits to be flowing, and I don't know if that's... Oh, we got another Cybertruck. There's so many different Cybertruck wraps and things of that nature, so I'm not sure if this is... it doesn't look silver to me. But I am color deficient, ladies and gentlemen, so that Cybertruck ahead of us looked rose. Oh, we kind of got an abrupt stop here in this far left lane. Almost to a dead stop. So it leads me to believe that there's something a little more complicated ahead of us. The stop wasn't beautiful. I wouldn't be like, oh, perfect stop. The vehicle behind us, I think they understood that, you know, we were coming to a head. But, you know, I don't have any fear of hitting the vehicle in front of me. When we do maneuvers like that, I'm looking behind me, seeing if I need to veer off into the shoulder or something. But you know, I got a good vibe. They're giving us a generous car link back from behind. So I don't know what the deal was, what caused us to slow down to almost 10 miles an hour on the freeway here, but shit happens. All right, and that's just another testament to our AI student driver. With all the randomness that goes into driving, like this stop is more measured. It feels like we were able, I mean, we weren't going nearly as fast as when we stopped before. So that's obviously part of it. You never know what's going to happen on these roads because it's difficult to predict. When 60, well, let's just say even like 40% of vehicles on the roads have an autonomous vehicle software, traffic might be a thing of the past. It wouldn't take long for the rest of, you know, this stuff to be synchronized to a way where you're like, wow, this is smooth. Like traffic scenarios such as this. A little pie in the sky. Don't expect you know, a lot of it is stalled vehicles. You know, occasionally you'll get a wreck. So now we're going to the right into the sunlight. This is insane. I'm blind, like my vision is obscured, let alone what our AI student driver is seeing. When you look at the visualization, it's seeing a little bit of everything. But me, I've got the sun right in my eyeball. And I'd rather this thing be driving than me. Alright, looks like we're gonna take about 2 miles. We're gonna exit off of I-10 to proceed. We got a destination of 0. I think we got some high winds out there. I can feel us being whipped around. When I looked at the weather, it said we were going to have gusts of 15 plus miles per hour. I don't do metric, Alexander, so you're gonna have to bite that, bro. Do that conversion yourself. But yeah, we're supposed to get to the yard. We're supposed to get to, we got a car potentially merging. Our AI student driver allows this vehicle, this Ford Expedition, to get over, which is really nice. I don't know if I would have done that, but there was no vehicle behind us. It was the nice thing to do. It realized its intentions, could abide, and let it be so. God, this thing drives so well. And we're supposed to reach our destination by 7:45. About 15 minutes later than I wanted, but what can you do? Less than a mile now to our exit. I really haven't had any troubles with our AI student driver exiting on this version. I don't think I've missed an exit on this version, to be honest. No, I can't recall a time where I was like, well, we missed that. Whether it be because no one let us in or anything like this, our AI student driver just seems to be on point with knowing where to be in order to make these exits. Again, the sun is just destroying my face. I can only imagine what it's doing to the front-facing camera and the side pillar. We still proceed on FSD. Half a mile to our exit. It's finna get a little bit tight up in here. I'd like to see our AI student driver make some efforts to get over. We got our blinker on now. The vehicle behind us lets us in. It's also going to the left, so I guess that's a symbiotic move. Our AI student driver is getting over as well. I mean, it's perfect. That's exactly what I expected to do in every move. Like, see, the vehicle in front of us is now exiting from way up here, right? Humans make mistakes all the time that result in accidents all the time. And if our AI student driver is in that position, I don't expect it to make that exit right there. I want it to. You missed it, bro. Don't endanger people behind us because we had piss poor planning. You missed it. Go around. Do better. Do better next time. But our AI student driver handled exiting that congested I-10 in the morning better than I possibly could. Better than a lot of humans do. I hope it wasn't this vehicle. I mean, I do believe this is a Tesla here. Maybe they were on FSD. And their FSD driver messed up. We'll have to check the tape. But before I start blaming humans, I don't know if there was... I mean, this car is not driving in a manner that looks like FSD is engaged. Definitely seems human operated. But again, I don't know. I'm just going by what I've experienced, and you know, I've only been doing this for a little over a couple of years now. It feels like I can spot some FSD users, especially if I've been monitoring them for a few blocks. Is that a Tesla behind us as well? All right, so our AI student driver tried to get over. Ooh. That was a bit of a complicated issue, right? It can tell that there is construction ahead past this light. We got over to the right to, you know, to speed us along our way. Once it realized that that portion of the road was blocked, we got back over into the left lane. The Tesla behind us is probably like, you dickbag. But, I mean, maybe he sees my decal that says AI student driver, you know, please be careful. And it is probably a little more understanding. But we navigate this construction after that brief stint where we changed lanes and got back into the lane. The light turned yellow. There's just so many random factors when it comes to driving that our AI student driver has to be prepared for. It's nothing short of a marvel, of a miracle. So, in this Model Y here, it is being user operated. Their hands were on the steering wheel. So, you know, maybe he understands that I'm not driving. Maybe he doesn't. All right, so I do believe we got this right on red here that we can engage in, and we do. Another Tesla, hands on the wheel. It's I don't know. My wife she's becoming less skeptical of FSD. Let's put it that way. So I imagine it'll take people a pretty, I think unsupervised is when you start seeing people be like, oh wow, my car can do this. They're not really in it for the beta version of the software. And you know, some people can find value in it, others can't. And that's okay. If Tesla owners don't want to use FSD in a beta form, I don't blame them. But to me, this is how I gauge whether or not I need more shares. And the answer to that question, whenever somebody's like, you want more shares? I'm like, oh, at all costs. You know, like, oh yeah, of course, I need more shares. It's because I'm able to experience the software in the beta form. Does it make mistakes? Of course. Are those mistakes any worse than a human? Any worse than what I would do if I were using the vehicle personally? Probably not. Like, I think the mistakes that our AI student driver makes are minuscule compared to what I would be doing. And that's why I have it engaged, not just for my knowledge and my intuitive nature for it, or inquisitive nature for it. It's probably for the benefit of the jogger, for the cars around me, for this, like this is a weird situation with this left turn signal here. This right here is a interesting divider. Like, I'm sure our AI student driver feels and sees this curb here, but for some reason on this turn, I always feel we're going to curb check this. All right, and it felt like it was going to, but then it stopped and it was like, oh, there's still a big barrier here, and it swerved back over. So, you know, there are some times where my spidey sense just tingles, and I'm like, please do the right thing. We're in a school zone right now. I'd say this is a school zone. We haven't really exceeded any school zones. There are speed bumps in addition to the school zone, so it's kind of hard to accelerate, but technically we're supposed to be going 20 miles an hour. So I'm gonna go to chill. I don't know if we're on chill or not. It doesn't, I can't really see the profiles, but now we're kind of out of the school zone. We're back at 30 miles an hour. You know, it's tough. There's no lights, so it's hard to tell whether or not this is an exit only. We're not supposed to make this here, so we can't go here. We can go here though, because this says entrance only. And technically this double yellow line, this is probably not good to cross anyway. So we're gonna go ahead and park this bad boy. Again, not a perfect scenario, but we're gonna get there. As we keep informing our AI student driver, the AI team, so to speak. But there's just some things, like if it sees an exit only sign, it probably should not enter. But I mean, what does it take to make it do that? All right, well, we're gonna go in here and hopefully have the right paperwork and to get our license plates put on. I'll be back. All right, it is 0830, January 13th. We just got our vehicle registered. Kind of messed up the registration sticker, but whatever. We got the new plates on there, and that's all that really matters. We'll get the front license plate, see if my mechanical engineer can do it. You know, I obviously messed up the sticker. You know, I'd mess up the front plate location, and that's got to be 100% accurate. So we'll let the mechanical engineer, Yosh-Chan, handle that. But yeah, we got in, we got out. Wasn't too terrible of a line. Really great administrative work. And there's people already. I mean, humans are just spontaneous, ridiculous creatures. And to watch them manhandle all of those various situations just adeptly, efficiently, I'm telling you, as an admin professional, used to be admin professional myself, it's quite the sight to behold. But we're on our way to the car wash. It's a little early to grabbing wings from Wingstop at Corton's designated Houston problem area. Plus, we still got a video that we need to make sure gets up on YouTube. I think we might make a drive later. We'll see what is in the cards with Yosh-Chan. It is her terrific lady day, so we're gonna just make sure we're doing everything we need to for her. She's probably more than likely still asleep. So let's get to the car wash, get Stygian 2.0 cleaned up now that it's got fresh tags and plates. Let's get it going. All right, so we're gonna do some parking lot shenanigans here. This is probably the safest way to go. While I was getting set up with the new camera and whatnot, I saw a human parked next to me go out of the entrance only lane. So humans, obviously terrible. Now I think it kind of wants to stop back here for some reason, but we need to get out of here. Come on AI student driver, let's go. We hit the speed bump pretty good. Perfect speed going over the speed bump. This is a one-way here. It'd be nice to see if it can recognize those types of signs. The no parking anytime sign. I mean, if this is a robo-taxi, we're gonna need to start seeing some of these signs. All right, so we've got a parked van here on our way to the exit-only portion of this parking lot. I'd say we handled it fairly decently. We are now leaving the tax office. No worse for wear. All right, so yeah, we're not going to do anything crazy. We're just gonna go back, get the car washed, and head back to the house. Make sure the video uploaded, and maybe, given what Yosh-Chan has to do today, we might tackle. I mean, I've got we got a speed bump coming up. I think we're in the school zone still. We weren't going anywhere over 15 miles. Well, there we go. We're going about 25 miles an hour. I'd say the speeds, the school zone is done, but I've got my legal pad right here of some designated areas like the Wingstop, residence at the Allen, the AK Law Firm, Asian Chamber of Commerce, and Parcel Plus. These should all be around his problem areas, and if not, we'll figure out to go on the particular westbound, northbound, eastbound as it goes. But we will do that maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow. I ain't got shit to do tomorrow, so. But right now, it's terrific lady day. I've knocked out half of the tasks that I've got to do for Stygian 2.0, and we're going for the completion here. I don't know. Feeling like a good day today, you know? Feeling like a good day today. Yeah. No more temporary sticker. We got registration due again November 25. I mean, that seems like a pretty quick turnaround, but you know, no big deal. No more inspection. I don't know if that's, I think that's for I think inspections are just not a thing anymore. Definitely not for EVs. It didn't make sense when we were doing inspections for EVs. Those guys would just take money and circle the vehicle and be like, looks good, lights work. So Those things were pointless, at least from our perspective. Good to go. Good to go. I don't know. What are we talking about? We got a construction area right here. Pretty raw. Our AI student driver, I don't know what that vehicle's intentions are. I guess they're gonna stay in that lane. That looks weird. That is a weird construction area. But, you know, we handle it just fine. What else we got? So, we'll upload this video, basically the Home Depot one. I'll probably upload something immediately after, depending on what we got going on. Maybe I can catch Dallas's Space on X. Always good, always informative. And good to be in the embrace of the Tesla community. I think we're gonna get here on I-10 West. At least that's what we were supposed to do. Instead, we stayed here. I don't know if that was a miscue or not. But whether we're on the feeder or actually on I-10, I think we're fine. We'll just recalculate, reassess. Nothing too terrible, right? So we're gonna get on I-10 in less than a mile from now. So I'd rather it be normal and not do some kind of wacky maneuver to make sure it got over. Could it have gotten over? We'll check the tape. And I would probably say yeah. Like, I was wondering why it wasn't trying to get over. But no need to put us out. If we got the, you know, less than a mile, we got another entry to our destination, right? So, no harm, no foul. The video after the Home Depot one, that's going to be interesting. Some errors. You know, we had red hands given to us by the 18-wheeler that became disabled. The smoke was not only obscuring, but made me wish I didn't have a nose. On the bright side, when we did get to our destination, which is the supercharger near Buc-ee's, it recognized it needed to be parked in a stall. Unfortunately, that stall was disabled. So, I mean, pro, con, what can you ask for? I'll let you experience it firsthand. And, you know, we had some disengagement, some navigational errors, I think, that, you know, could be shored up with a quick navigational update, but won't know until you traverse those roads, I'd imagine. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make sure that we disengage when we need to, so that the AI team can be notified of our displeasure and get those remedied quick, fast, and in a hurry. Wonder what she's got planned for today. We were out and about pretty good yesterday. Try to let her sleep on her days off. She works so hard. So I try to let her do what she wants to do on her days off. Hence, Mondays are terrific lady days. And I want to spend as much time with her as I possibly can. So, yeah, these are her days. She wanted to come to the tax office with me, but she wasn't waking up when I planned on leaving. And I left later than I anticipated, but, you know, we would still be at the house right now if I was waiting on Yosh-Chan. That's for damn sure. But now we've got it knocked out. The wind is incredibly whipping. I can feel it tossing us around as we merge onto I-10 now. We got about 10 miles before we reach Fry Road, which is our destination exit. I should have put on the tolls. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I should or not. Mid-stroke, we're gonna add tolls. Navigation. Mid-stroke. Take off, avoid tolls. We're good now. Still on the standard setting. The only real difference from when we went to the tax office to now is now we've got avoid tolls toggled off, which means we will take tollways. Gotta add this to our easy tag situation as well. I mean, little things. Might get a letter in the mail that we can clear up quick, fast, and in a hurry. This vehicle to our right looks dangerous. Oh my God. Get a Cybertruck and have that stuff secure, my guy. January 2025 is here. I can't wait for Tesla to unveil their many, many projects. What they have planned for the future. Vehicle here. The question is, are we going to jump on Katy Tollway? Still got about 7.5 miles before we need to exit Fry. Even if we did hop on the toll, I'm pretty sure we could exit before our destination. So just leaving it up to our AI student driver as we travel west. We have a vehicle being pulled over. I'd imagine they got. Cops are out, ladies and gents. Cops are out. In standard, we're going about 70 miles an hour. It's 60 listed, but this is basically the flow of traffic. It doesn't feel like it's going too fast nor too slow. We are now merging back into the right lane, which, I mean, that's exactly what I wanted to do, right? I don't want it to go so much faster than the speed limit that we get tickets. But I don't want to stay in that left-hand lane when other vehicles obviously want to go faster than what we're doing. And our AI student driver gets out of the fast lane, and then we just coast until we have to pass another vehicle, which this 18-wheeler is going 70 easily, right? We're keeping up with the flow of traffic, and people can pass us as necessary. I love standard on the freeway. It is absolutely, it's not going slow. It's just a very considerate driver when it comes to keeping up with the flow of traffic. I don't have to do anything. That's the goal, is I don't want to have to do anything. I can easily toggle the arrows and have it switch lanes, on the freeway. But I don't want to do that. I want to sit back and chill or relax in standard while it does things that it's supposed to do without my intervention. And that's what I'm experiencing on standard. It's wonderful. Again, we're not in a hurry. We don't have to be nowhere. By the time we get the car washed, should I get breakfast? Man, that's would she appreciate it, or would she be like, why'd you do that? I'm not. She was craving a pastry last night, craving it, and she opted out, mainly because I wasn't gonna help her eat it. She had the banana pudding last night and was like, you want some? And I was like, no, I'm trying to be good. So I don't know if I would go get something like that. Been pretty decent about not consuming unnecessary sugars. Oh wow, we're gonna make this is a gutsy move as we wedge ourselves between two 18-wheelers. No fucks given right here, ladies and gentlemen. And while I kind of puckered a little bit, our AI student driver didn't bat an eyelash. All right, we got a little over 3 miles with our AI student driver to exit for Fry Road. And that maneuver right there, that's some extreme confidence, ladies and gents. Trust me. You have to try this software if you have yet to do so. Version 13 is a cavalier maverick of a driving software. Can you imagine a Waymo out here conducting these maneuvers like a seasoned Uber driver? No, you could see this thing. I don't know, maybe they can get it done. Maybe they can get it right, but it's tough to imagine all of the randomness that happens on highways at these speeds. Am I trusting Waymo to get me there safely? It took me a while and progression watching this thing grow over time, knowing that it's going to protect me at all costs. For me to feel this comfortable traveling 70 miles an hour while everybody around me is traveling the same speeds, doing their own thing. To be in a Waymo, I don't know if I would feel safe. I don't. Never been in a Waymo. In city streets going about less than 45 miles an hour, 50, probably okay. Probably. But when you start crossing that threshold of 65 miles an hour, and you're in that clown car with sensors swirling and whirling, I half expect the fucking computer in the back to just explode with the variety of, understanding the trajectory of all these other vehicles. Woo! No, thank you. I will stick with the Tesla software. So that's just me. It wouldn't take much to convince me. There's a lot of people right now that wouldn't get in any kind of autonomous software while driving, and rightfully so. Humans are so bad at it, yet it is second nature for us to just hop in a car and get on the freeway knowing the odds are not good. Not just because of we're bad drivers, but you got to account for everyone on the road, whether or not they're being distracted, whether they're tired, inebriated, or whatever. You have to account for that. And every time I get in this vehicle, I know I'm not 100% safe. I just feel safer in a Tesla, and I know the software is going to do what's right a vast majority of the time, given the randomness that is going on right now. Just pure randomness. And we're just handling it deep in the minutia, which we call driving. We have exited Fry Road. Like I said, in versions past, exiting was always a point of contention. My Willcrest exit when I'm going to pick up Yosh-Chan from work, point of contention. Now there is no worries. Like that didn't even exist. But we had to cross over that point of contention into this land of, nah, that ain't a problem no more. We had to make that journey. Oh wow, the speeding. Are you late for something, my guy? I am going to be in a foul mood whenever I see humans conducting poor driving maneuvers or just reckless driving, especially when there is a technology that you can go and purchase that immediately makes you a better driver for those that share the road with you. So that's just me. That's just me. Never going back, ladies and gents. Never, ever, ever going back. I imagine most Tesla owners would feel the same way, even if they have not used the FSD. The driving experience, the safety, knowing the response of your vehicle is at your, at the pedal, it is insane to think about. When we had the Nissan for 2 weeks, I asked Yost about it. She's like, oh, don't remind me, but it was like going back in time. So many different levels of performance. That was a much newer vehicle than our well, maybe it was like in a 2022 or 2023. Like, it wasn't an old Nissan. It was their latest and greatest. Had some safety features that weren't awful, but just not to the standard. Like Teslas, in our opinion, that's the new standard. Any vehicle that we get inside, we're gonna always compare it to the Tesla. And any other Tesla owner will do the same. Is this better than my Tesla? Is this better than my Tesla? And 9 times out of 10, that answer is gonna be hell no. And at once, it might be, eh. But 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be hell no. Hell no. Like, I don't see, like, this is the other I'll drive that one, and mainly as long as it can drive me. I don't care if it's on 12.5.x. I'm still gonna have FSD engaged 100%. It's not as good as 13, there's no doubt. Hell, the next versions of the software, 13.2.4, is probably better than this one. But I will take any version of the software from 12 on up and be completely satisfied from a user satisfaction. Completely satisfied. As long as I don't have to manipulate the controls as frequently as I would in the Toyota 4Runner. Ugh. We got a Cybertruck behind us. I love it. Like, that's what we need to see. And this thing, it don't look clean. It needs to be headed to the fucking car wash like myself. But I love to see these things out here. CGI in real life in this motherfucker. More Teslas I see, the more confidence I get. Not only in my investment, but in my safety on the road. And that you can't put a price tag on that, ladies and gents. So the car wash has probably been open for an hour. it'll be interesting to see what place in line we are. Typically I'd go to Black Hand Car Wash, but that doesn't open until 10, maybe 11. I'm not sure. I know that's a late one. And I guess we could have done some trouble areas, but if I'd have brought the portable charger, I'd have probably been more gung-ho. This is it. I mean, we probably got like 30 more minutes of juice in this camera roughly before we're completely out of video recording capabilities. Might as well go home, make sure the video's uploaded on YouTube, and charge. So we got to make a right, not here. Oh, so we're gonna, this is the last 100 feet issue. We're gonna go over here, and obviously we are not going to be too deep in line. So we'll go here.